So reloads, breaking it down in today's video, different options you can use, things that I found success in. Let's break it down. If you're new to the channel, my name is Josh Nelson. I'm the owner of Force Frontier Training Group. We offer life-saving gear as well as life-saving training. So if you guys want to find out more about our cadre as well as our course catalog, make sure you go to forcefrontier.com/course-catalog. All of those links can be found in the description below. So if I'm going to make a tier list on the most important skills I want to develop as a shooter, reloading isn't super high on that list. The reason for that is because pretty rare in my line of work or in the CCW community where you find individuals doing reloads. That does not mean they're not important, and it certainly doesn't mean it's not something you shouldn't practice. But if I'm gonna come out on the range and I'm gonna try and develop the most important skills for me, it's gonna be being able to manage the recoil, getting the gun out of the holster, being able to put it all together with drills like a bill drill, being able to transition between targets and so on. And so then I can start falling into my tier 2 list, which is reloads. All right, then I need to start working on that because time is limited and our training time especially is limited. Working everyday lives, just working, kids, all that stuff gets in the way. Some key principles, and the beauty of reloads is you can do this at home with dry fire, but some of the key principles that I want to focus on is going to be bringing the gun, as you commonly hear, in your workspace, out in front of me. But what I want to be clear about is I am focusing on the problem at hand. If my gun goes dry and I need to get this thing reloaded, I'm not overly concerned, just like when I reholster, on the threat. So some guys will talk about even looking through the trigger guard, reloading, presenting back out, putting it back in the battery and all that. I think that's pretty gimmicky because if I'm gonna do a reload for real, it's gonna look similar to this. I'm gonna be presented out, I go dry, I bring it into my workspace, simultaneously grabbing for the spare mag, and I'm looking at what I need to do. What I need to do is I need to get this magazine into the pistol, right? Once I have it in, I have the option of coming over the top, racking, or hitting the slide stop and presenting back up. I only make that point because I see this all the time on the internet. I need to make sure that I maintain eyes on the threat. We have different levels of vision, focal vision, the thing we're focusing on, especially in a dynamic, adrenaline induced situation. Focal vision is that tunnel vision that we're ultimately focusing on, the A of the A box when I'm training. We have parafoveal vision, which is stuff that we're aware of, we can see within focus, but not quite to the level of focal vision. Then we have peripheral vision, which is meant to detect movement. And if we understand that, we can be aware of what's happening in front of us without fully focusing on it. And because the problem is getting the gun reloaded or potentially reloading while moving, then that's what I want to focus on, not necessarily the threat. If you disagree, which I know some of you do, make sure you comment down below. All right, now let's break down specifically what I want to do when I'm reloading. You guys notice I have a 30-degree cant from HRT. I like this angle for a few reasons. One, it feels natural for me to just come down and slap. And the other reason is because when I'm wearing kit, it doesn't get in the way. So if I were to wear it just straight up, it would bump into my plate carrier. Because it's angled this way, it's out of the way, and I can come down, angle it. I also wear a 30-degree cant on my speed belt for USPSA matches, so the consistency's there. I really like that. To just slap down, I feel like I get a good perch on that magazine as I present out. But as I present out and I fire one round, once this goes off, let's try that again. I forgot I loaded up twice. Guys, it's hard to talk and do things. So when I present up and I actually go empty this time, that gun locks to the rear. I press again, or I just feel that light reduced recoil, and I immediately want to roll in. I got like small fingers, small hands, short thumbs. I have to roll this thing into my palm so that I can hit and release that magazine. The problem I see often is wasted movement because they're doing the John Wick stuff, or we are angling it too much to where it doesn't fall freely. So we want to make sure that when this goes empty, I roll it into my hands, but I still keep it upright so that we let gravity do its thing. Simultaneously grabbing with the support hand, falls out, and then I can start to feed it in. Natural angle for me, my hand, wrist, and forearm are straight, leading right into that mag well when I reload. So gun goes empty, roll it into my hand. Notice rolling it too soon is gonna get it stuck. So I wanna make sure when it goes empty, I still stay upright, let gravity do its thing, then I can roll it. And I'm looking at what I'm doing. Looking at what I'm doing. Making sure that I'm able to bring it into a comfortable spot for me to be able to initiate that reload and I don't have any problems. That's gonna be on you as an individual. Some guys like to do reloads from out here. Some guys like to bring it super far in. Some guys even bring it down by their belt line. Completely up to you as long as you have a good effective reload, and make sure you get a shot timer out so you know what is faster, not what feels faster. So if I present out and I just do it in a little bit more real time, present out. One method, I can use that slide release, or another method, you guys see a lot of times guys come over the top on the red dot, they come back here. What I find to be much quicker is just grabbing by either pinching with the thumb and index finger at the front of the slide, or some guys will even do the webbing. I don't find success with this, but a lot of high class shooters do. I grab, pinch with the thumb and the index finger and pull back so that when I pull back, I can roll the gun into my hand. I wanna be as efficient as possible. I don't have that option if I come all the way back here and then regrip, come over here, regrip. You guys see the issue. If I come at the front, boom, and then I can slide that hand right where it needs to be, support hand grip. So let's try that. And you guys get the idea. With that type of reload, you really do need front serrations. I know with the Glock Gen 4s that I was running for a long time, this would slip, so I would never use this method. But because I have something to actually grip onto with those serrations, I find a lot of success with that style of reload. Regardless if you use the slide stop or you come over the top and manipulate the slide, making sure we're doing things as proficiently and consistently as we can is ultimately what we want to do, just like everything in shooting.
That was clean.
That was clean. So, as far as reloads go, it's really on the individual what you prefer. I prefer to use the slide stop. If you prefer to manipulate the slide, do that. That's what we always encourage you. Find something that works for you as an individual and get better at it. Whether you're working from a pocket or a belt like I am, nothing really changes as far as the reload goes. Most of us, biomechanically, this makes sense, right? Straight hand, straight wrist, straight elbow, feeds right into that gun relatively easily, and you get some consistency with that. Even without a flared mag well, I'm still finding consistency getting that magazine inside that gun as long as I practice. The other key thing too is to slow down once we hit that point. So that slow down point, just like when I present up, I slow down, boom, shoot sooner, not faster. All those things still apply when we're doing the reload. Guys, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. You want to see more stuff like this, make sure you hit subscribe. You have any differences of opinions or you liked what you saw, leave us a comment. And with that, we will see you on the next video.